Whoops! I mean, requesting mobile suit team to sortie. Begin the mission.
Hello everyone, this is Ninja Guy _12 here, bringing you a match in my Byarlant. Of course, if you guys want to know the colors that I've used, which is basically the colors taken from the Byarlant Isolde, which is a suit from Twilight Axis, that one anime that is arguably not really an anime because of how short it is, but I painted the Byarlant like the Byarlant Isolde here, and it looks pretty good actually. I like how the colors turned out, so if you want these colors, you can ask me what they are in the comment section down below, or on my Discord server. Link to that's always going to be in the description. And if you want to make any GB02 request videos this month, you can also ask me on my Discord server. Obviously, that is just like the best way to talk to me about requests. And everyone gets 2 free requests, you just have to be a part of my Discord server. So, the Byarlant here is a 500 point general, level 1. It only goes to level 2 at the moment at 550, and it's a pretty good mobile suit actually. Again, there's still some problems with it for sure, but this is probably one of the best kind of flying type mobile suits out there. I mean, what is it? We only really have like this one, the Goof flight type, and the flight test type, and this one is arguably probably the best of the 3 just by default because of how many options this thing has. So I won't really touch too much on the weapons because I have talked about the suit before, but basically it has kinda like 4 weapons I guess in total. It has 2 mega particle guns in place of regular hands, and it has 2 beam saber which are stored on the kinda upper arm section. Basically, it has a one-hand version and then the 2-hand version for each of these weapons. So, pretty much the single fire, or like the single-hand mega particle gun for the Byarlant just spams quite a few beams, and it does stagger quite well. And then you have the version where you just use both mega particle guns and you do stagger damage with that, of course. And then you have the single beam saber and then the double beam sabers. And that's pretty much it for weapons, because obviously, if you guys know the Byarlant, it doesn't really come with a whole lot. Pretty much just that. The hand mega particle guns, and then just the beam sabers. So yeah, I guess when in that regard, it's not really that impressive when you consider most other suits have like at least some variety of equipment they could equip at any given time. But this thing is still a fantastic suit. Again, I think personally it should get a few buffs before I think it's just like all good in the hood. But still, this is a pretty fun general. And of course, you do also have the option to use this in space, which you probably shouldn't do, because although I use it in space once, I fully recommend you don't do that, because this is not really a good spacesuit. This thing is pretty much mostly designed for ground use, not really for space use. I mean, all the kind of necessary skills that you would want for space don't exist on the Byarlant here. So, again, use basically really any other spacesuit at 500, 550 instead of the Byarlant, in my opinion. I mean, sure, you could do some work with the Byarlant in space, but it's not the best spacesuit ever. But hopefully eventually we'll see some of the other Byarlants, because obviously you guys didn't know, there are quite a few Byarlants we need to get. So first off, probably the most well-known one, aside from the Zeta version of the Byarlant, is the Byarlant Custom from Unicorn, which basically has claw arms that are basically taken from like the Gabthali, and it has feet that are similar to the Boundock. It has basically 2 extra fuel tanks that would be on the kind of back wing parts, on the backpack kind of thing it has. And then basically those claws have little barrels that basically have vary output ranging from beam rifle, beam machine gun into beam sabers as well. So you do have quite a lot of options with that as well. Yep, sorry, I had to teabag him. I didn't think I would actually kill that Mathis in the air. But yeah, so there's the Byarlant Custom, which that one's not going to be too bad, I don't think. Though, I'm pretty sure that one's going to have better thruster consumption. Or not really consumption, but just like being able to be in the air a lot more often than this thing. Which is probably one of the only things that have really changed about the Byarlant, is just give it the ability to use, or like its ability to fly more often. That's like the main selling point of the Byarlant, is the ability to fucking fly. And this thing could hardly fly at all. And the other thing I should mention is just the fact that when you're actually flying, you actually do less damage. I mean, sure, you still do quite a bit of damage in the air, but like, it's still stupid that they gave you the reduced damage for whatever reason. But yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. But yeah, so aside from the Byarlant Custom, we also have the Byarlant Custom Unit 2, which is similar, kinda, to the Custom, but basically it has Gameplay5-esque, like, wing binders that have beam guns on those. And then you also have the... what is it? I think you also have, like, little beam cannons that are on, like, the wing bits on the backpack for the Byarlant unit, or Custom Unit 2. And then finally, it actually has normal arms, which technically would make the Byarlant able to actually use other handheld weapons, but to my knowledge, I don't think the Byarlant Unit 2 actually uses any handheld weapons. And then finally, of course, the last Byarlant variation is just the Isolde, which is a mix of both the Byarlant Custom and the normal Byarlant. It has basically the fuel tanks of the Byarlant Custom. It has the normal wing, or normal hands of the Byarlant here. It has obviously this color scheme, and really the only actual difference is just the fact that it has a Gundam-esque head, and then it has blue beam sabers instead of the traditional yellow here for the beam sabers. So yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. There's not really too much difference between the Isolde and just the normal Byarlant at that point. Though if we ever did get it, it might be better in space, and then they can maybe also make it a raid, because that'd be kind of interesting to see like a raid version of the Byarlant. But yeah, the Byarlant Custom could also be a raid too, potentially, but I'm assuming that one's going to be a general. And then finally we have the Byarlant Custom Unit 2, which could also maybe be a general, or hell, even a support type. Because that'd be kind of interesting to see a support type flying mobile suit like the Zero Shiki 2 AR. Because that thing is pretty much hands down one of the best generals, or not generals, but support for aerial use. And that's pretty much it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and commentary, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.
Here's your rewards from this battle.